Hello everyone. In this video, I will discuss one of the films called Melancholia, and never forget that I always pray for you and your family to be happy and healthy always. The film opens with a series of scenes blending the present and the future, offering a glimpse into the lives of a pair of siblings before a much larger planet eventually collides with Earth. It begins with the elder sister named Claire, who struggles with anxiety disorders, followed by Justine, who suffers from severe depression due to mental pressure associated with bipolar disorder, commonly known as melancholic depression. It all starts when the newlyweds Justine and Michael encounter difficulty reaching their wedding reception venue due to narrow, winding rural roads that prevent their limousine from passing through. After various unsuccessful attempts, they decide to walk, ultimately causing them to arrive 2 hours late. Naturally, this frustrates Claire, as she was the one who had prepared everything for the wedding reception. Before entering, Justine briefly looks up at the sky, where she spots a red-colored star. John, Claire's husband, then explains that it is Antares, the main star in the Scorpio constellation. After the explanation, Justine immediately takes Michael to the stable, where she introduces him to her beloved horse Abraham, before they finally join the wedding event. The party began with a game where participants had to guess the number of beans in a bottle, followed by a series of speeches starting with Jack, who is Michael's close friend and also Justine's boss at an advertising company. While presenting ads that didn't yet have slogans, Jack also revealed that Justine would be promoted from her position as an advertising writer to an art director. The speech then moved on to Justine's father, Dexter, who attended the party with his 2 new girlfriends. However, things heated up when Dexter began recounting his past with Justine's mother and ex-wife, Gabby. Naturally, this upset Gabby, who rose from her seat and declared her disbelief in marriage, even expressing strong disdain for it. This made Justine visibly uncomfortable, and Claire, noticing her sister's discomfort, took Justine to another room, urging her not to ignore her wedding party. They then returned to the party, but when a guest was about to play a song, Justine once again left, driving a golf cart. Justine stopped in the middle of the golf course and relieved herself on the grass while gazing at the stars in the night sky. Upon returning to the party, the event continued with dancing together, and when everyone was enjoying themselves with music, Leo, Claire's son, approached John, saying he wanted to go to bed. Justine took this opportunity to once again escape from the party by offering to put Leo to sleep. Sometime later, Claire, realizing that Justine had not returned, decided to check on them and found Justine asleep next to Leo. Claire woke her up and asked if anything was wrong at this point. Justine finally admitted that she didn't actually want this marriage. The event continued with the cake-cutting ceremony, but once again Justine was not there, as she was now soaking in a bathtub in a room with her mother. John, starting to feel annoyed, headed to the room and asked them to leave immediately, but Gabby belittled the wedding party, fully funded by John. As a result, John, angry and tired of the embarrassment, took all of Gabby's clothes and bags to be thrown out. However, shortly after, a head waiter came to retrieve and bring the items back into the house. Eventually, Justine reappeared at the party, and the cake-cutting ceremony could proceed. Justine also apologized to Michael for continuously disappearing during their wedding party. Michael, trying to understand Justine's condition, then took her to a room where he showed her a photo of a farm he had bought for their future plans. Seeing the photo, Justine said she really liked it and promised to always keep the photo with her. The couple slowly became quite intimate, but Justine suddenly left the room, leaving Michael restraining his desires while realizing that Justine had left the farm photo on the sofa. It turned out Justine went to Leo's room again, where she met John, who said Justine should be happy because organizing this wedding party had cost quite a bit of money. After that, Justine returned to the party to dance alone first, before dancing with her father. Shortly after, Jack called her and introduced Justine to his nephew named Tim, where Jack revealed he would give Tim a high-paying job if Tim could get an advertising slogan from Justine tonight. Feeling offended, Justine left them, and Jack ordered Tim to always follow Justine until he could get the desired advertising slogan. Of course, this made Justine very uncomfortable. Justine then met with Michael and Claire in a room, and Michael decided to leave immediately to give them privacy. Here, Justine apologized to Claire for spending a lot of money on the wedding party that she didn't actually want. But Claire replied that it wasn't about the money because John was wealthy and they didn't need to discuss this matter. After Claire left the room, Justine cried while straightening out the scattered books. Then Justine went to her mother to express her fear, and Gabby replied that she would also be afraid if facing marriage. However, Justine responded that it wasn't another marriage issue she feared, but something else out there that was much scarier for her. Soon after, she fell back into the party, still followed by Tim, who was still trying to get an advertising slogan from Justine. At this point, Michael finally managed to make Justine smile after they drank alcohol together to boost their spirits. The event then continued with writing down wishes from all the party guests on paper lanterns, which were then released into the night sky. After that, Michael carried Justine's body and took her into their room, but there, Justine appeared dispassionate and preferred just sitting. However, Michael, who was determined, continued to insist on Justine having their first night together, which made Justine slightly annoyed, and she decided to leave the room again, leaving Michael holding back his desires. Justine then went to the middle of the golf course, where Tim approached her again to ask for the advertising slogan. Angry, Justine pushed Tim to the ground and then climbed on top of him to have intercourse. When Justine returned to the party, she found that some guests had already left. She then danced with her father again and persuaded him not to leave and to stay overnight because there was something important she wanted to discuss. Dexter accepted her request by hugging her, while Michael watched them from the window. Shortly after, Jack called Justine again and informed her that Tim had been fired for failing to get an advertising slogan from Justine. This statement only made Justine more disgusted, as she was still being asked to think about work at her wedding party. As a result, Justine's anger boiled over, and she decided to quit her job then and there, while also cursing Jack and his company, which made Jack angry, and he left. In short, the remaining guests left the party one by one, including Michael, who eventually agreed to cancel his wedding with Justine. Michael gave a farewell kiss before leaving. Seeing this, Claire approached and expressed how sometimes she hated Justine, followed by Tim offering himself to replace Michael, but Justine flatly refused. Inside the house, Claire was informed by the event organizer about the results of the bean-guessing contest, but Claire, angry because the party funded by her husband was a mess, ordered all the prizes to be thrown away. Meanwhile, Justine went to see her father, but she only found a letter from him stating that he had decided to leave after not finding Justine. The next day, Claire woke up Justine, who was sleeping on the sofa, to take her horseback riding. However, when they arrived at a small bridge, Abraham, Justine's riding horse, mysteriously refused to cross it, and when Justine looked up at the sky, she realized that the star Antares was no longer visible as it was the day before. Long story short, 2 weeks later, the issue of the discovery of a new planet named Melancholia hidden behind the sun was finally revealed, and according to scientists, the planet was moving closer to Earth. Naturally, this made Claire start to worry, fearing that the planet would collide with Earth, but John tried to reassure her by saying that everything would be okay. Meanwhile, Justine's depression worsened, so Claire decided to ask Justine to stay with them for a while. Claire also had to guide Justine over the phone so she could take a taxi. When they arrived home, Justine appeared almost catatonic, and Claire had to help her even to take a shower. That night, Justine's mood lifted slightly after Claire prepared her favorite food, minced meat. However, when she ate it, the meal tasted like ash, which made Justine start crying due to her severe depression. After returning to her room, Leo followed Justine to show her the news about the planet Melancholia. Claire quickly warned Leo that this might scare his aunt, but Justine replied that she wasn't afraid of such a silly planet. The next day, while gardening together, Justine seemed to start smiling when snow began to fall, and she could also taste food again, even if it was just a sample of jam from a jar. Then, when riding together again, Abraham refused to cross the same bridge as before. This frustrated Justine, and she began to hit Abraham repeatedly, very hard. Claire quickly approached Justine to stop Justine's actions. At that moment, they realized that the planet Melancholia could now be seen in the sky with the naked eye. Although John and Leo seemed very happy with the sight of the planet, Claire appeared increasingly worried, especially when one night she woke up to find the horses in the stable behaving strangely and appearing restless. There, Claire also found Justine walking out of the house alone, so Claire followed her to the riverbank, where Justine was seen staring at the planet Melancholia without any clothes on. After that day, Justine's condition showed signs of improvement, such as starting to eat fully again and being able to bathe. Until one morning, Leo showed his mother an object he made from sticks and some metal wires that allowed them to measure how fast the planet Melancholia was moving, but this only worsened Claire's anxiety. After observing Melancholia through a telescope, Claire went to the computer to search for information about the planet on the internet and found an article predicting that the Earth's gravitational pull would bring Melancholia back closer. Claire printed the article, but suddenly the power went out. John, who came into the room with a flashlight, found the article Claire was printing on the printer and reassured her, trying to convince her that these theories were not from real scientists and that there was no possibility of the planet Melancholia colliding with Earth. The next day, Claire met Justine to share her concerns, but Justine said that Earth was evil and they shouldn't feel sad for it, and Claire's anxiety worsened when Justine said that life only existed on Earth. At 11 p.m., the whole family went outside to see Melancholia floating in the night sky, which was quite a stunning sight. Unfortunately, Leo missed this because he was sound asleep. There, John suggested they toast to life, revealing that he knew there was a small chance Claire's calculations could be wrong, which naturally infuriated Claire. To calm her down, John insisted on looking at Melancholia through Leo's makeshift device to prove within the next 5 minutes that Melancholia was flying away from Earth. While waiting, Claire experienced a panic attack, but luckily, John acted quickly by guiding her through breathing exercises and using Leo's device again to confirm that Melancholia was now smaller, indicating that the planet was indeed moving away. Realizing this, Claire cried tears of relief. The next morning, Claire saw John looking slightly nervous in front of the telescope before she fell asleep in her chair, and when she woke up, John was no longer there. So Claire took this opportunity to once again use Leo's device, and she was shocked to find that Melancholia appeared to be getting larger, proving that the predictions from the article she had seen earlier were indeed coming true. In her fear, Claire went searching for John, and after searching everywhere, she finally found John lying lifeless in the horse stable, having died by suicide after ingesting poison. The horses appeared to have calmed down, and after covering John's body with straw, Claire released Abraham. During breakfast, Claire made up an excuse to Leo and Justine that John had gone out of town riding his horse. As her anxiety worsened, Claire once again checked Melancholia using Leo's makeshift device, and upon realizing how quickly the planet was approaching, Claire cried and panicked. Claire hurriedly took Leo and attempted to flee the farm using the car, but since none of the cars would start, she resorted to using the golf cart while Justine silently watched her panicked sister. Upon reaching the small bridge where Abraham refused to cross, the golf cart suddenly died. With no other choice, Claire decided to walk with Leo, but after a few steps, a hailstorm began, making Claire realize she couldn't do anything and had no choice but to return home. After putting Leo to bed, Justine and Claire began discussing how they should resign themselves to the end of the world. Claire suggested they could drink wine together on the porch, but Justine dismissed the plan as foolish, which made Claire cry while still commenting on how she sometimes hated her. Justine then went out and found Leo watching Abraham, who had just returned home. Leo confessed to being afraid of the planet Melancholia and wanting to save his mother, but his father had once said that nothing could be done and there was nowhere to hide. Hearing this, Justine tried to comfort Leo by saying that there was still a shelter called the Magic Cave, and she knew how to make it. They then went into the woods to gather some sticks and branches, which they used to build the magic cave in the middle of the golf course. Justine asked Leo and Claire to sit inside before joining them and adding the final piece of wood to the magic cave. Now they all held hands together as a family and waited for the planet Melancholia to arrive. Claire couldn't stop crying. Leo seemed relatively calm because he believed in miracles, and Justine remained steadfast as Melancholia finally entered orbit, colliding with Earth and ending all life, and the film concluded. And that's it for the story series of this film. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to support this channel by subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Goodbye.